go. I am with the man, the myth, the legend, John Fury. John, I've had a bit of a intense day today. Talk to me about what's going on. I thought you was having a quiet day.
You know what? I said I was having a sleep minding my own business, but again, I just don't know, what happens. I get took over with a moment. Dilly and Danny started when he tipped some coffee all over me. I was all right till then. There was a big ruckus. They all come flying back in the room, and everyone got out my chair. I thought I'll sit this through, and I thought to myself, you know what? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not getting involved. It's not my business, And all of a sudden they've come fell all over me. Coffee went all over my t-shirt, and that was it. Then I thought, oh well, I'm in a mess already, so I might as well have a bit of fun with it. But fun led to what it led to today.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of fun that happened on that stage. There was antics that was happening left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Like, it was a bit crazy, but it was a very fun.
It's crazy business we're in, isn't it? And it's like anything else. If you go to the circus, you want to see some fun, don't you? You don't want to see boring stuff, do you? So at the end of the day, they get what it says on the tin with me. I can't say what I'm gonna do and what I ain't gonna do, because I did say to a lot of people, and I had a warning off my lawyer. He said to me, just chill and behave. I said, Robert, you got my word, I'll behave myself. But I just lost control again. Wound up, and when it's my children, when it's my sons, I can't keep my composure. I might as well admit it. At least I'm man enough to admit I cannot keep my composure when it's something to do with my flesh and blood, and that's just the way I am.
I mean, it's the best way to be as a man about family, so I don't blame you for none of that, because I would be the same if it was my kids.
Have you got kids?
I've got no kids yet.
When you do, you'll know what I'm talking about. And all those people out there with family, especially fathers and mothers, it just does funny things to me when it's something to do with him. That's my baby, isn't it? I just want the best for him, I want him to be safe. And you never stop wanting to protect him, even though they're twice as strong as me and a lot younger. You know what I'm saying? You forget the years you are, don't you? That's what it is. Yeah. And young people, if you're in the Derby and Joan Club, you'll act like an old age pensioner, won't you? But I'm around young people all the time. I'm training with them, I'm running with them, and age is a number. And I think I'm the same age as them when I'm in that environment. But when I look in the mirror, sadly, some own truths come.
Yeah.
Brings a tear to my eye. But listen, I've had my life. I've had a good life and I've enjoyed it. I'm having Indian summer. I've got the ball and I'm running with it.
I mean, it's a great ball to run with. Well, yeah. John, talk to me a little bit about what happened in that cage, because from where I was sat, Ksi looked a little bit shook.
To be honest with you, when I entered the cage, all I could remember him doing was spitting at me. And I think venom took me over. And I just belted the glass, didn't I? Whatever, plastic perspex, whatever it was, But I'm just glad the perspex was there, to be honest with you, because I've built up a dislike for him now. Because to disrespect somebody like that, to try and spit at somebody was one thing. And all I did was, he was interrupting Tommy's job. Tommy was trying to do an interview with Manchester United, who he worships, and he wouldn't shut up. So I throwed a plastic bottle at the plastic, not even at him, at the balcony he was on. Next thing, a big load of spit come flying through the air, you know what I'm saying? I thought, hang on, whoa, this ain't cricket. And from there on, I find it hard to like the guy, because he's just, in my eyes, what he is. When I walked and seen him there, up close and personal, I could have just rammed my fist straight through his skull, and I wouldn't even have any remorse for doing it either.
Well, he's lucky that perspex was there. I mean,
well, listen,
I'm so surprised that it held up, because you could see it shaking, it was bending.
I know, but you get caught up in the moment. And with me, all I see then is, I'll show you about disrespect, mate. You know what I'm saying? Because I come from a world like that. You don't disrespect people like that. Forget about the age thing. That's nothing. That don't bother me. If you come and try to punch me in the face, I'd rather him punch me in the face than spit at me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not what men do, is it? And I think even people who look up to him, they've got to question that.
Yeah.
Because if that was one of my sons what did that, I'd be a bit, what can I say, disappointed in them.
Yeah. He's got a lot of kids that look up to him.
Well, this is what I'm saying, spitting ain't what it is, I do semantics, there's a few unsavoury words come out of me like, well, it's the environment we're in, the business we're in, and I do some crazy stuff. But I've never done anything like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't disrespect my father and mother. Because if I did something like that, it'd be a bad detriment to my mother and father, and I wouldn't want to upset them in their name, even though they're not here. I would not want to put their name through mud like that. I think he's sorry himself, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he was quite quiet today at the press conference. I didn't really see him say much, or I couldn't hear him.
So could he? That was it. It was on him all the way. But I thought, I'm going to give you now a taste of your own medicine. He wouldn't shut up when Tommy was being interviewed by Manchester United people. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to pee on your parade tonight, make good and proper. But the thing is, I'm better at it than him. Because I can keep going for an hour.
Yeah.
You know, I'd have him in tears, you know, like that lad there, you know what I'm saying? But listen, they're kids to me, and at the end of the day, it's a fight game. But what we've got to understand here, that I'm years older than them. I should set an example, but I can't. Because I can't set an example for myself. Because I'm a fighting man, we come off fighting people, and that's the norm to me. All what you see me do, I've done it over the years. Because for me to go out on a Friday and Saturday night and not have a black eye or a busted nose or a punch-up, I've not had a good night. You'll know, coming from Liverpool.
Yeah, I know.
You can ask all the guys in Liverpool and Manchester, my age, they'll know what I'm saying.
I know
It
exactly.
was the norm.
I know exactly what
The
you're saying.
nightclubs back in the day, mate, come 2 o'clock in the morning, the police was very busy.
Yeah.
The Mariah vans was full, and 9 times out of 10 I was in the back of one.
So, do you reckon that down the line we could possibly see you in the ring again? Maybe a Greg Paul.
I want some competition, you know what I'm saying?
What about Mike Tyson?
He's the man I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to go at Mike Tyson, you know, at the end of the day. What a man was 30 years ago, he's not now. And you have to look after yourself, you know, and I've looked after myself. I've never took a steroid in my life. I've never took an enhancing shake in my life. Everything with me is natural. All I need to fight is exercise, sleep and food. And wind me up and I'll go. And whatever happens, happens. I don't need growth hormone. I don't need young kids' blood pumped into my veins to have a fight. I'll have a fight there and then. I don't need a training camp. I'm too old for a training camp. I'm fit anyway. I run fight 4 times a week, train 3 times a week. What more can I do? I know I look terribly fat and all that, but that's just my build. Look at my son Tyson. Same build as me, can box 20 rounds with the best in the world. You know, at the end of the day, all I can say is, if a lot of people doubt what I can do, you can't doubt my bottle.
Absolutely
I've got bags
not.
of it.
Yeah.
Bags of it. I don't care what happens. You know what? I've been chinned before. Guess what? I'm here talking to you here, aren't I?
Absolutely. I feel like nobody can say John Fury's not ready for a fight.
No, I'm ready. But I'm not bothered about the outcome. There's winners and losers in life, you know, and you can't win them all. But don't write a man off who's 20 stone and 6'3", and don't take any kind of drugs. I don't drink at all. I've got a glass of wine when I feel like it. But you know what? Only the other day I run 10 miles. I'm not just saying it. People's running with me, and they're saying to me, you know what? We can't believe you do this. And there's people out there, know I'm telling the truth, because they've been running with me. Because I wouldn't say a thing if I couldn't do it. But like I say, and don't forget, I stopped the man who stopped him. Kevin McBride, do your own work, stop Mike Tyson. Michael Murray stopped Kevin McBride, and I stopped Michael Murray. So that gives me some kind of chance. You know, John Fury, when he was fit, was a different calibre of job. I was going in after a day's work, fighting, and I was always in the away corner, management getting 200 quid. Didn't know what training was. No diet. One night I thought I had fish and chips for. I went there in the van. Been working all day. Never even had a shower. Went and had fish and chips, climbed in the ring and done 6 rounds. That was my mentality. I have a fighter's mentality. And guess what? You know when you got that mentality? Unless they catch you,
You win.
you're winning. And at the end,
Absolutely.
I'm strong. I'm training with these lads. You've seen how big they are, these security guys, ain't you?
Yeah.
I'm in the gym with them, pumping iron with them, and they can't leave me behind.
Absolutely not. You touched on Tyson. He's got a fight coming up very
Yeah.
soon. Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
And then obviously get the pinkies up. And then obviously we've
I
got...
would, but my hands are broke, so I'm doing a bad job. That's what you call pain, like knuckles.
Yeah, so we've got Tyson's fight coming up in a couple of weeks against Francis Ngannou, and then the confirmed fight against Usyk.
Yeah.
What's Tyson's camp looking like for Francis, and then what's it going to change for looking for Usyk?
Well, excuse me. I'd be lying if I told you because I don't know because I've not been there. Because I've been here for 9 weeks with Tommy, but I speak to him this, that, and the other. But Tyson, he's that good. He don't need to flog himself to death in training. Tyson's mind wins fights because he's got to have the most powerful mind I've ever seen in a fighter. The only people I can compare it to is ultimate greats with the same mindset. With the mindset Tyson's got, you can only be a great. And when Tyson knows he can beat you, you've got a problem.
It's game over.
It's game over. And I'm not just saying it. Looking at Francis Ngannou, what chance has he got? Unless they're putting things across what don't make sense, and it's probably like Sugar Ray Leonard behind closed doors, even though that will not be the case. What's he got to beat Tyson with? Nothing.
Well, either way, it's going to be an interesting fight, and then obviously he's got Usyk afterwards. That will also be an interesting fight.
Well, that tells you how interesting the first one's going to be when the other one's 5 weeks later.
Yeah,
He can probably beat the two on the same night.
I think that's what people are getting at. It's like, this is basically a warm-up for the Usyk fight.
There's no warm-up with men 260 odd pound of muscle. You know, they've only, even if you take it on your arms.
Francis Ngannou's a heavy hitter.
Listen,
He's
he's
got one of the
heavy
most powerful
in the world.
punches in the world.
Well, let's put it this way: on your arms, on your body, wherever he hits you, he's going to hurt you, and that is wear and tear. But depends what kind of fight it is with Ngannou. If it's a short fight and he gets chinned, fair enough. But myself, as a father, if he goes 10 rounds, which I doubt it, but if he does, or he takes a bit of stick up and down his body, I think he deserves a rest. And I'm the man that'll deserve that. I'm the man what will demand that rest because I'm his father.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not interested in the money he's making. He's got enough money. You know, and if he needs a rest after an hard 10 round, he's going to get one. I don't care who's putting the fight on, who's paying for it, because his health is paramount to me.
Absolutely. Health comes first, then you make the money. Let's go back to Tommy. So this weekend, Tommy's taking on KSI. We know that there's bad blood there. How do you see that fight going? Is it going a distance? Is it finishing early?
Again, looking at his body language all week, I think he don't believe himself he can win, which he can't. It's silly, to be honest with you, to even think he could win. You know, but give him props for getting in there. That's all I'm going to do, is give him props for getting in the ring, but he's getting paid a shed load of money to do it. And believe me, looking at him, if he could probably find a way out of this now, he would do. You know,
Do you think there is a way out for him?
well, the horse has bolted in it. Now's the time to look in that mirror when you're by yourself in your room at night and say, you know what, am I a man? Or am I a pretend man? Or am I a bit that's blew off a good man? That's what you're dealing with. And you'll only know where it's at when you're in there fighting. Because Tommy's coming and he's never going to stop. You know, if he thinks he can... Tommy's been hit with heavyweights in sparring, men 115 kilos in weight. You know, walk straight through him. He's a tank. And on the night when he rehydrates, he's going to be in front of a brick wall. You know how big he blows up to.
Yeah.
Tommy will probably weigh 14 stone on the night.
Tommy looks insane.
Yeah.
Like, I've got about 14, maybe 16 pounds on Tommy, and he looks bigger than me.
Let me tell you something. Tommy has been training like a madman for this because he knows all people what put a pair of gloves on bring some kind of a threat. But what we've worked on is everything he's got and more. So that leaves him in no man's land. And to be honest with you, unless you're very good with what you've got, how are you going to win? He's took beatings off Tyson. He's been full attack with Tyson, a man 20 stone, the world champion, and still let's slogging one another. So do you think he's going to be bothered what a blown up middleweight's got?
Was it KSI's decision to use 10-ounce gloves?
I don't know whose decision it was.
Because I just don't think he wants to get hit by Tommy in 10-ounce
If he
gloves.
gets hits with 10s, he's going to go into the hospital. Tommy can hit like an heavyweight. Well, to be honest with you, I've been doing pads with him now for 8 weeks. my shoulders are gone. And I'm a big, strong man. My shoulders have had it. My elbows are killing me. You know, every time you hit the pads, they're sending shudders to my soles and my feet. You know what I'm saying? So, with 10s on, that's a mistake on his part.
Yeah, I believe so too. So Tommy wins this fight. What's next?
Well, it's sky's the limit, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You know, the floodgates are open. You know, it could be anybody really. You know, I might even have a chat to the great Floyd Mayweather, see if he's interested in doing something with Tommy. There's that option I'm going to explore. You know, I don't know what the Pauls are doing, depending on what happens with him and Dennis. I'm not sure, you know. But listen, like I've said, if it makes good business sense and it's there, we're there ourselves.
Absolutely. That whole Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul situation at the press conference was a bit crazy. Dylan Dennis popped him in the face with the mic.
Got to be a bit careful doing stuff like that because he could be out to fight now, Logan Paul. You know, if he's broke his nose or whatever he's supposed to have done with the microphone, he could be out of the game, couldn't he? And then the whole show's in jeopardy, isn't it? You know, then KSI could look up and say, "Oh, you know what? My mate's not fighting. He's been injured. We'll have to postpone it."
That's his way out. That's his way out the game.
It's his way out of the game. You know, and at the end of the day, what a disappointment it'd be. We spent 9 weeks in here for nothing. You know, and all his postponements and all that job. But I don't know how he is, this Logan Paul fellow. I've not heard anything like. But listen, as far as I know, the show's going ahead. And my mind now is solely on game plan for him. All the antics, all the blasé behaviour, that stopped tonight. Tomorrow, business, strictly business. You'll see another John Fury.
Well, I can't wait to see the next John Fury tomorrow night.
It's going to be a calculated, educated game of boxing.
Looking forward to it, John.
But what I've got in my brain power, they can't match. So,
Well, I'm looking forward to it, John. Thank you for
Michael.
sitting down with me. It's
Pleasure.
a pleasure as always.
good luck.
John,
Cheers.
cheers.
Good luck. Ferocity. There we go.
Ah.